Welcome back. It's now time for your lunchtime sports. Arnett Gardens became the first semi-finalist in this season's Jamaica Premier League following their 3-0 win over reigning champions Harbourview in the feature Monday night match at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. Marlon Allen got Arnett off the mark in the 18th minute before Shay Smith added a second in minute 29. Romeo Guthrie then added the finishing touch in the second half added time to push the Junglists to 52 points. In the opening game of the doubleheader, 2021 champions Cavalier dispatched of Malines United 4-2 to move back into second place with 49 points. Surinamese Brian Elshaw got Cavalier going in the 33rd minute. Colin Anderson then scored his 17th goal of the season with a 37th minute strike, putting Cavalier 2-0 up at the break. Jason Wright then cut the deficit in half, scoring for Malines in the 53rd. But Cavaliers national under-17 representative Adrian Reed Jr. converted 2 penalties to put them 4-1 up, his first in the 63rd minute, with the second coming 10 minutes from full time. Wright then converted from the 12-yard mark for his and Malines' second goal in the 88th minute. Now, basketball news. James Harden inspired the Philadelphia 76ers to a thrilling 119-115 victory over the Boston Celtics in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinal on Monday night. Harden scored 45 points, including a three-pointer to put the 76ers ahead with 8 seconds remaining at the TD Garden in Boston. Game 2 of the best-of-7 series is at the same venue on Thursday. The Sixers were playing without injured Joel Embiid. The 6-time NBA All-Star suffered a knee injury in Game 3 of the first-round playoff series against the Brooklyn Nets, and it's not yet known when he will return. Tyrese Maxey scored 26 points for the 76ers, while Jason Tatum led the way for the Celtics with 39 points. And over in the Western Conference, Nikola Jokic scored 39 points as the Denver Nuggets beat the Phoenix Suns 97-87 to take a 2-0 lead in their series. Aaron Gordon added 16 points and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope 14 for the Nuggets in a game dominated by defenses at the Ball Arena in Denver. Devin Booker scored 35 points and Kevin Durant 24 for the Suns, who lost Chris Paul to a groin injury in the third quarter. Game 3 is in Phoenix on Saturday. A mystery drug that has turned up at Caymanas Park is reportedly the reason for the high number of adverse analytical findings among the horse population in recent times in Jamaica. Late last year, 13 horses returned adverse findings in their A samples, according to the Jamaica Racing Commission. Now, TVJ Sports understands that number has climbed drastically by an estimated 700%, with the main recurring drug being the painkiller ketorolac. The kicker is that it's not prescribed for horses.
That it is not even as effective as the ones that are marketed and produced for horses. So we have some research to do, and we are awaiting the further testing to ensure that we confirm what we found in the A samples, and then the normal procedures will apply.
Now, senior JRC veterinarian Dr. Sophia Ramlal says it's highly unlikely that the Class 3 substance on the banned list for horses is being used as a masking agent or is even a contaminant.
We have no evidence of the source of this drug, and I want to be clear about that. We're not sure where it's coming from. We're not sure who, if anybody, is administering it. We're not sure if it's environmental, but what we do know is that this is not a naturally occurring substance.
Also being brought into question is the allegation that some trainers are administering shots to horses they're in charge of at any given time.
Trainers are allowed to do what is within the law. Administer to the horses within the law, because they can administer painkillers and what have you within a certain number of days before the race.
And finally, Brian Bramwell topped the open division of the Spectrum Handgun Championships at the Jamaica Rifle Association this past weekend. Bramwell finished ahead of Alice Palmer and Lenny Moulton in that division. Andy Yap topped the standard division ahead of Darren Richards and Greg Henry, with Chris Hart being the top shooter in the production optics division. Adrian Randall and Michael Bradshaw were second and third in that division, with Ione Campbell being the winner of the production category ahead of Anthony Johnson and and Rohan Wallace. Now with shooters from other countries in the Caribbean also taking part, Bramwell and Campbell said it added intrigue to the competition. The tournament was a Level 3 international practical shooting conference event and was Jamaica's first major international pistol match and the highest ranked competition to be hosted locally since the COVID-19 pandemic. And that's where we leave the range for now. And I am Jermaine Brown. Shane, back to you.
Thanks, Jermaine. And that's the Midday News. I'm Shane Masters. Join us at 7 for primetime news. On behalf of the news, sports and production teams, have a good afternoon.